Free Music Olympia presents the 4th annual Scherler Sundays, a weekly independent concert series in downtown Olympia, every Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. behind the historic Carnegie Library on 7th and Franklin. Each week features a curated lineup and includes a live podcast taping of Low Profile with Markley Morrison. Upcoming performers include Swamp Dogg, Winehouse, Mogstar, Pearl and the Oysters, Lake, Afro Cop, Erica Frias, Sunbathe, Soul Junk, Ray Isla, and Carl Blau. Plus, on August 3rd, the Olympia Music History Project is presenting a special program starting at 1 p.m. featuring rare performances by classic bands from the 80s and 90s Olympia music scene, including Some Velvet Sidewalk, The Noses, COCO, and Pet Products. Scherler Sundays runs through August 31st, 2025. Full schedule and artist guide can be found at freemusicolympia.org.
Hit me, shawty!
Hello, from KAOS 89.3 FM in Olympia and the Ruinous Media Network, this is Markley with a classic episode of Low Profile. Jerry Williams Jr. has been writing, performing, and producing music since the age of 12, and for the past 55 years he's been releasing records as Swamp Dogg, aka the original D-O-double-G. I interviewed him over the phone back in September 2020, and we talked about his early days in the music business, the folks he's collaborated with over the years, including the Pointer Sisters, Justin Vernon, Gene Pitney, and John Prine, and his lasting influence in the realms of country, blues, funk, R&B, and psychedelic rock, and recently, Americana. His 2024 album, Blackgrass, was nominated for a Grammy. From that album, this is Count the Days, featuring Jenny Lewis.
If you don't count the days, believe I believe it. Count the days, count the days I'm gone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
If you don't count the days, believe I believe it. Count the days I'm gone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I gave you my heart.
Earlier this summer, Magnolia Pictures released a new documentary called Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted, and Jerry's been traveling all over to promote the film. This Sunday, July 13th, 2025, Swamp Dogg will be giving his first ever live performance in Olympia with a full band. It's part of the 4th annual Scherler Sundays outdoor summer concert series. And that is going to be following a sold-out 83rd birthday show in Portland the night before. Scherler Sundays starts at 3 p.m. and will also include performances from Olympia's own Winehouse and Swamp Dogg's right-hand man, Mogstar. All the particulars can be found by visiting freemusicolympia.org. Again, that's freemusicolympia.org. After the concert, Olympia Film Society will open the Capitol Theater for an 8 o'clock screening of Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted, followed by an audience Q&A with Jerry, moderated by yours truly. No tickets necessary to attend the all-ages concert and the film screening. In the meantime, let's revisit my 2020 interview with Swamp Dogg himself, Jerry Williams. Jerry, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it.
How you holding up these days, man?
The same as always, I guess, and that means I'm still producing albums and I'm steady writing songs and just doing things, you know, looking for new talent and just having fun.
I'm glad to hear you're still writing songs, producing records. I talked to your daughter yesterday, and she told me that you were working on some kind of Woody Guthrie project right now.
Yeah. I'm doing. Do you remember that Woody Guthrie song? I'm coming.
Wait a minute.
What was it? I'm coming.
Jesus, I gotta go look at it.
It don't matter.
Yeah, who you hanging out with over there?
Oh, that's my partner and engineer and co-producer, Mogstar.
Oh, Mogstar.
Mm-hmm.
I've been curious about that guy because he's been your right-hand man for a little while here, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, tell him I said hello.
Okay.
Yeah. And I appreciate his work just as well.
Yeah, well, he's damn good. I was looking to collaborate on a Swamp Dogg album with somebody that had something different to add to what I was doing. And we struck up a relationship based on some new stuff he was doing and some stuff that I wanted to get into. And he was the keyboard man for Cameo.
That was a great band.
Yeah.
I heard he worked with Zapp too.
Yep, he did. He's done a lot of stuff for other people, you know.
And now he's working for Swamp Dogg. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I hope that keeps up. It seems like you guys are peas in a pod though. Match made in heaven.
Right.
I wanted to just not dwell on it too much, but jump back to your roots, your beginnings, because you've been writing and recording music since you were a kid.
Right.
And I guess if I'm not mistaken, the first Little Jerry track was HTD Blues.
Yeah.
And that's a 12-year-old singing about drinking whiskey and infidelities.
Yeah, and I'm over 21 years old and I'm grown.
Right, I caught that. You flipped the digits in that age there.
Yeah, from 12 to 21.
Now I know I drink my whiskey and sometimes get carried away. Now I know I drink my whiskey and sometimes get carried away. I'm over 21 years old and I'm grown, so you ain't got a darn thing to say. You're a funny looking woman and got some funny ways.
Well, you were definitely doing your best full-grown man impression, too.
Yeah, I'm trying. I listened to that a few days ago. I said, my God, that's awful. But, and I was playing piano, too. So...
Yeah, how'd you get started on that piano? You just have one in your house? Or?
Yeah, in those days, everybody had a piano and a Victrola in their homes. And my mother and my stepfather, they had a musical group all the time, so that's where the piano came in. Always had one.
Did you do a lot of entertaining back then?
Yeah.
In your younger days?
Yeah. I was singing like standards. Well, they weren't really standards then. They were new. But they were white records that was appealing to white people. And but that's what they were hearing on the radio with the exception of country. So I used to sing those songs, and due to the fact that I was a minor, I used to have to sit out in the car or on the bus, whoever I was working with, and come time for me to do my part, they would rush me in. I'd do 4 or 5 numbers, and then they'd rush me back to the car. The bus didn't. We got away with having a minor in a place where he wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
Hey, I was thrilled to death. At that same time, I was a delivery boy for Washington Pharmacy, so I made $25 a week riding a bicycle. And then I had a TV show on a channel. This guy, he was a car dealer, Pontiac dealer, and he opened that station in order to sell his cars. and he needed talent in between his advertisements. So actually, I just went over there, took my little 3-piece band, and they listened to us, and they gave us a slot. And
What was this TV show called?
Rock and Roll Time.
All right.
All you had to do was go over an audition. If you was half-ass anything, they'd give you a show. So me having a TV show didn't mean I was all that good. It just meant that he had somebody else to hold down those slots so he could sell his cars. But in the meantime, I was out soliciting sponsors because I was all over town on this bicycle delivering medicines everywhere. So I got a bakery, community bakery, and they bought time. I don't know how much he charged them or paid them, but every Friday night there'd be a cake there for us to show, and we got $25 for that. So
Nice.
hey, for that age, that was killer money.
Yeah, you're raking it in.
I was working my ass off, and I didn't realize it. But, really didn't care because I just loved what I was doing.
Is this on top of school, or are you too busy in showbiz for all that?
Oh, no, I was in school.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
was in school.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the lover man. I'm here to make you happy. As happy as I can. Your days won't be lonely. Your nights never blue.
Now, when did you start like writing songs for other people, getting into the publishing world? Because I know you've done a whole lot of that.
Yeah. When I got to went to New York, and I met a guy by the name of Matt Parsons. He was working for a company called Aldo Records, and he got me a contract over there. No one knew I was under 21 either, so I'm running around town. I'm signing any motherfucking thing I wanted to. So anyway, he got me over there as a result of he heard a lot of the stuff that I had written, and he liked it. And they had artists they were cutting, so we had I wrote songs for some artists whose record never came out. Like, there was a guy by the name of Freddie Houston. He was pretty big back in those days, and Tom McCann put out a shoe called Soft Walking, and I wrote a little theme for that. But in the meantime, I had written a song to fit Freddie Houston. And
Yeah, Freddie Houston.
let me see, I had gotten a group from Virginia to come up to New York, and called the Royal Robins, and I recorded them.
Something you got, baby, that makes me work every day now. Makes me work every day. Something you got, baby, that makes me bring you my thing. Something you got, baby,
and I wrote songs for them, but they didn't call it producing or none of that shit. The only person really gotten the credit on record labels was the arrangers and sometimes the writers, you know. But other than that, they didn't give credit to anybody.
Yeah.
Writers, nothing. And
I know a lot of those labels, they would, like, sometimes the owner of the record label would take the writing credits,
yeah,
give themselves, yeah.
or at least put his name on it with you. Well, well, Matt Parson ended up with his name on a lot of my shit, and I had a minor hit in the Midwest and in the, I would say, New York area, thing called Chapel on. I'll always remember the Chapel on the Hill.
Did you leave me? Never but the lonely cry. I'll always remember. Oh, darling. I'll always remember. I'm about to die. I'll always remember. Wow. I'll always remember. Wow.
Everywhere I'd go, I'd get signed, and somebody would want one of my songs, but they would not. They would put the songs out, but nothing would happen. What they were buying was me, because I used to stand up, play the piano, and dance while I was playing, you know? And I had all this enthusiasm and shit that I threw in that I felt from my heart. What they bought was a visual performance. So when they got back to the office and listened to this shit, they said, we done gave this song bitch money for nothing.
It sounds like you needed music videos before there were music videos.
Exactly.
Well, Jerry, I wanted to talk a little bit about the new album, Sorry You Couldn't Make It. Because that kind of ties back into your early songwriting career. You're sort of dipping back into the country thing, and you wrote my favorite tune that Johnny Paycheck did, "Don't
Right.
Take Her, She's All I've Got," and then in your liner notes you talk about how you were not given the warmest welcome from the Country Music Association back then.
Right.
Now you've got a bigger audience than you've had in a long time. You've got a good platform, and you're putting out your country music skills on full display.
Right.
But I guess before we talk about the new record, could you tell me a little bit about your time in the Nashville circuit? You didn't live in Nashville, right?
I wasn't in the circuit. I just happened to be like, I don't know, like the two-headed baby. Something, I was a novelty. I wrote She's All I Got in collaboration with Gary U.S. Barnes. And we got nominated for Country Grammy and all that. And we didn't get it, but we got nominated. But anyway, that's the other thing that I like about country is once they let you in, you don't ever have to leave. And the older you get, the more respect you have, you get. With rhythm and blues, you have a smash hit record this week, and next week they want to know, well, what else you got? You know, that's old hat. But country don't let their artists become old hat. They
Right.
They keep them alive. I can go into just about any publishing firm or record company in Nashville. Well, you can't just walk into places now, but I can call and say, this is Jerry Williams. I want to get an appointment with A&R director, who I would have found out his name by the time I made the call. And it's, oh, well, he's busy right now, but can he call you back? Yeah, he can call me back. You give him the hotel number and all that. Next thing you know, you got a call back. And it's based on the fact that, oh, that's the guy that wrote such and such. You know, well, that guy just might have another hit, you know? And and they want to meet you. They want to meet you because you basically are somebody. You know.
Your family.
Yeah.
In case you're just tuning in, you're listening to Low Profile with Markley Morrison. Today, we're revisiting my 2020 interview with Swamp Dogg, who will be performing at Scherler Sundays in Downtown Olympia this weekend, July 13th. That show begins at 3 p.m. After the concert, Olympia Film Society will be screening the new documentary Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted at the Capitol Theater. That starts at 8 p.m. No tickets are necessary for the concert or the film. For more info, you can visit freemusicolympia.org. Now, let's pick up on my interview with Swamp Dogg, who in 2020 had just released the critically acclaimed album, Sorry You Couldn't Make It. So with this new record, you got a lot of good guests on there, revisiting some of your older work.
Right.
And you also notably had John Prine on there for his last recording.
Right.
Please let me go round again. Oh, life, can't you afford me another chance? If you let me go round again, I'll build a better mousetrap from a far more better plan. Everything I put my hands on, I blew it.
Sad to see him go.
Oh man, we were going to go to Ireland, to his house over there, and take a couple of weeks and just write songs together. We hadn't set a date, but we were going to do it soon. Then this happened. But his song, Sam Stone, is the featured song in my show and has been for years. And people love it.
Sam Stone came home to his wife and family after serving in the conflict overseas. In the time that he served, it had shattered all his nerves and left a little shrapnel in his knee. But the morphine eased the pain, and the grass grew round his brain, gave him all the confidence he lacked. With a purple heart and a monkey on his back, there's a hole in Daddy's arm.
And I thanked him 1,000 times for that song. When I first heard that song, I was working for Atlantic as their first black in-house producer. I didn't do anything phenomenal, It was just, you could have painted your face black, and you are white, right?
I am a white guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could have painted your face black and gone in, and you would have gotten the job. They needed somebody to put in that position right away that they could let the industry know that we got one. Now, they had a lot of producers, black producers, but they were producing in Detroit, in Muscle Shoals, in Nashville, that type of thing. And I had made a record thing called Shipwreck, and I played it for Henry Allen over there, who was the man by the door. He loved it, asked me how much did I want, but I said, no, I don't want just a record deal. I want a job. But I had a wife, 4 kids. So I said, okay, you got one. And they needed me anyway because once they signed me, they gave me a list with about 20, 25 names on it of acts that they weren't going to do anything else with. Jerry Greenberg, he told me, he said, look, if you don't do them, we're going to drop them. If you want to do them, we'll give them a 6-month extension. Okay. So I kept Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells, the Drifters, and what I did, just about everyone who knew the deal that came to me, I kept them, and there's a lot of people who were there, and they were family, I wasn't particular about being family over at Atlantic. I wanted to be a friend and to them, and they be a friend to me. But as far as being in the family, that wasn't worth a fuck. And before I went over there, I had done Gene Pitney. She's a Heartbreaker. You remember that? Mm-hmm. I got fired for doing that, and they basically told me I would be infringing if I tried to breathe some of the same air that Gene was breathing. But I was in my little cubicle, not f***ing with nobody, and Gene walks by, and he hears me, and he comes in. He said, "What's that?" That's a song I'm writing, blah, blah, blah. Now, I did not invite this motherfucker. As a matter of fact, I even had the door closed, Mm-hmm. And Gene heard She's a Heartbreaker. He said, I'm going to sing it. I want it. We got together and rehearsed it and so forth. He learned it. And he learned it just like I was singing it. I'm singing at the same time he's singing. If you ever listen to She's a Heartbreaker, you will hear a little voice in the background singing the same shit. That's me. He laid on my vocals, and I got fired for cutting him. I turned in, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 songs that went on to be hits for them. But they didn't own the publishing on it, they did not own the songs. And so on some of those songs, I'm still living, because now the rappers are sampling my shit, you know, and
It just the cycle keeps on going.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And you know, I think we should be really clear so the listeners understand. These are not comeback records, because you never went away.
no,
There's been Swamp Dogg albums coming out on a regular basis for the last 50 years.
right.
Is that crazy to think about? 50 years of Swamp Dogg albums, and you
Guess what?
it sounds like you never took a break.
But it sounded kind of foreign to me, to the point that I almost corrected you, and some said, "It has been 50 years, you dummy." It has,
Yeah.
50 years.
Total
of
destruction
anything.
to your mind.
Yeah, 50 years of anything. That's a long time. You know.
And that's not counting the before you started calling yourself Swamp Dogg.
Right. I didn't become Swamp Dogg till 1970.
Sitting on a cornflake, riding on a roller skate. Too late to hesitate, or even meditate. Always looking up, what's down? They've come to get me from the lost and found. But believe me, I'm feeling fine. To the world I told some wine, and then I do total destruction to your mind, mind. Total destruction to your mind, yeah. Total destruction to your mind, mind. Total destruction to your mind, yeah.
I've heard it said that Swamp Dogg is an alter ego, but I'm, just in my research, I'm not sure where Swamp Dogg ends and Jerry begins.
Well, actually, you talking to Jerry now.
Yeah.
Swamp Dogg is like my mental bodyguard, my mental bouncer. Cause I get my feelings hurt quick, and that's no way to grow or try to run any kind of company, big or small. I needed somebody who could just talk openly to motherfuckers and didn't care, what they thought. And that was Swamp Dogg. And
Yeah.
I was able to interchange with Swamp Dogg. I may come back, tell you, well, look, I tell you what. And I'm talking now, Swamp Dogg. I'll talk to you tomorrow about this, and we'll see where we go. Well, the next day, I done worked it through my mind and everything. Swamp Dogg is the one who leaves and goes out and makes the meeting. And I was drinking my little vodka and which will loosen a son of a bitch up a little more, So I found myself telling, I don't know how, maybe I would have been bigger, but, I would tell a son of a bitch, if I asked for $3 and he wanted to give me $3.10, I'd tell him, hey, man, you can kiss my ass, And I told you what I wanted. See, Swamp Dogg wasn't a writer, really wasn't a producer. He wasn't any of the things that Jerry Williams aspired to be. So you couldn't hurt his feelings. Plus, Swamp Dogg was rich. And, Jerry Williams was just somebody that Swamp Dogg cared a lot for. So he took care of him. So it's a strange thing. It sounds, every time I tell it, it sounds more and more strange, but that was that's the way it came about. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, Swamp Dogg's always also been able to stay relevant, on the cutting edge.
Well, what it is,
And
I wanted to be in a category where there was no category. And my records, you listen to them, and each cut, I'm doing something different.
Salty dog is a way of life. Salty dog makes everything alright. Salty dog, it means less dance. Salty dog, it means this thing romance. Salty dog. Salty dog. Salty dog. Salty dog.
how about your disco period? You ever revisit any of that stuff, like with your live sets or anything? You keep any of that around? Because Swamp Dogg seemed really at home in that format, with the disco vibe.
I was, but there was so many things that I liked better than disco. What bothered me about disco is that it was a formula. You had to have a certain amount of beats, and then the intro had to be like long. I forgot how long it was supposed to be. That no matter how great the song was being sung or how great the song was, there was a spot where you had to stop and allow percussions to do their shit.
Right.
And then you
that's
go
for
back.
the DJs.
Yeah, these disc jockeys had started a new at cutting edge, I guess. And I don't know, it was just what really ruined me in thinking about disco was right as they were saying R&B and soul was dead, I hit the chart and went as high as number 2 with She's All I Got by Freddie North. So then, Johnny Paycheck got a hold of it, and then everybody.
Conway Twitty and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's about 100 artists. And then I had Charlie Whitehead. He was on Island with a record called Love Being Your Fool. What was it? Shoot-oop-a-doop, more power to you. I just love being your fool. But those few little things, and I guess a couple more, let me know that there was still a market for the stuff I was doing.
Oh, yeah.
But if I had to do that part all over again, I would cut much more disco.
I really like the material you were doing, like say in the late 80s, early 90s.
Right.
I just got a copy of, I think it's called I Asked for a Rope and They Threw Me a Rock.
Yeah.
Man, okay, so that song, Revolution,
Yeah.
gives me chills. I love it. The synth horns on there are so heavy, and conviction in your voice.
Mr. President, now you got class. Brought the homies to your table from a Christmas repast. Let them get a belly full of what they'll never get again. Strengthen their career goals while searching garbage cans. What did you talk about? Their opinion of country. The effect Dow Jones had on them
And I really enjoyed when you started dropping the comedians' names in there. I don't know if you remember that.
Right now, they only got two people they can call on this entire Robin Williams and a Whoopi Goldberg. Ain't that pathetic for a country like this when the government pulls them down by the light of the moon and says, "Yes, we need a revolution."
Yeah, and that's, remember they started doing this thing for the poor and the homeless.
The comic relief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only ain't but two persons they can depend on as Robin Williams and Whoopi Goldberg. You know, basically what I'm saying is the government is just telling the citizens to just, hey, kiss our ass. We're gonna do what we want. You know, fuck what you voted for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still need a revolution. You ask
Right.
me.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, see, the weird thing is, when I do a show, I'm now including some country, but there's other shit that people come to hear me do.
Mm-hmm.
My show has sometimes run over 2 hours. And because if you want to ask me something while I'm on stage, I'll let you do it, and I'll answer your question and go on and do my next song or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I will engage the audience. A matter of fact, I insist on them being a part of what I'm doing, because I'm doing it for them. But anyway, I love country. I was raised on country, and what's the name of that song? Something like that. I got something on that new album. I was trying to hum it. I wrote it in a way that I figured Hank Williams would have written it.
I don't believe your cold, cold heart could be true. If a man got on his knees and worshiped you, I'll have no more of you running around on me. I'd rather be your used to than you're supposed to be.
Are you related to Hank Williams? I know you got the same last name.
You talking about
Could
me?
be. Yeah. Who knows?
I don't think so. I wish I was. but well, you can't pick your family. But
Yeah.
he was great. As a matter of fact, I got Hank Williams t-shirts. Motherfuckers see me with my black self walking in with this great big old Hank Williams t-shirt on. And, you know, this, especially in predominantly black places, you don't even know who the f*** Hank Williams is, you know. So, but
Yeah.
I get asked about it. And I like to wear it certain places, draw attention. Cause it's a great shirt.
And tear yours apart. Go play any game you like, but as for me, I'd rather be your used to than you're supposed to be.
want to know everything I can find out about
Yeah.
all different types of music.
You know that you did your self-titled album was. I feel like someone could easily make the mistake of buying the album that's just called Swamp Dogg and think they got a good picture of what your sound is, and that whole album is kind of in like a sort of Caribbean vibe.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's the one. I think it might be the one that I cut in Trinidad.
definitely sounds like it.
I went over there so it would be authentic, and I think I had just gotten a check from Atlantic on the Kid Rock album. If can you put some more cream in there?
Sure.
Okay.
Would Kid Rock pinch one of your tunes?
Yeah. They was gonna pay me to sing it. It was gonna bring me and my wife to Detroit. Like, who the fuck wants to go to Detroit? But I've turned it down, and I think I pissed him off because he put everything out in that album as a single except my song. And
Ooh,
but never
burn.
But that was still all right because he sold 17 million, and I'm in it. You know,
Was that a cover or a sample?
he sampled me doing singing, "I got one for you," you know, and a little teeny bit of the music.
I was surprised because I listened to some electronic music too, and you've been getting a little more attention in that world. You know, notably with the Love Loss and Auto Tune.
Yeah. Hey, where does what's name live?
Justin Vernon.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin.
Minnie.
Yeah. Okay.
He's in
We're talking about
Minneapolis. Yeah,
from Bon Iver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where Prince was from.
Yeah, Prince.
Yeah. Yeah, we got together with Ryan Olsen, and I gave myself to them. Hello, darling. I'm taking a taxi home. My plane just landed, and I've been so alone. You know that black negligee I brought you? Wear it tonight for me. That's just what the doctor ordered. That's exactly what I need. And well, some of that perfume I bought you, that Chanel number 69. I'll be home in a few minutes, and I got loving on my mind. Loving on my mind. I produced the album, then I turned it over to them, and then they reproduced the album. And what I did is something that was difficult, and I kind of liked the whole idea of just turning it over. You know, they said, well, hey, Swamp, what you think? Hey, I ain't got no fucking thoughts about it. I'll tell you when you finish, you know. And, but this is the first time I ever let somebody else produce me. I would not, and I've had some biggies who wanted to produce me, and by the time they finished telling me where they feel I should be, I'd be more fucking destitute than I am now. Yeah, fucking with them. So I know I can depend on me.
I think it came out great. It's a good,
Yeah.
it's a wild experiment. But, wild experiments aren't too outside your wheelhouse. I was hearing some precursors to the Love Loss auto-tune where you've done some other work where your voice has been, electronically affected.
Uh-huh.
Had the, what was that tune? It's like a galactical...
Oh, yeah.
Or funktastic galactical rock.
Yeah.
Oh, with like the vocoder thing.
Yeah.
I heard that you were painting a self-portrait in your swimming pool at one point in time.
Yeah.
So people could look down on it when they're flying into LAX.
Yeah.
And see a picture of Swamp Dogg. Did that ever materialize?
Oh yeah, the pool is me on that white rat. The cover of Rat
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
That's what it
iconic.
is.
Oh, no way.
And do you know what? You just open my eyes to something. We don't ever
What's
have
that?
any helicopters flying around in this area. But I've noticed in the past year, we've had lots more helicopters shining their light down in my yard. And I said, these motherfuckers must think we dope dealers or something. That's not it. They're looking at that shit in the pool. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's what it is.
How long has that been there?
About 2 years, I guess.
So the painting's a picture of the album cover to Rat On.
Yeah.
And for the listener, if you haven't seen that, I was wondering if you could describe that cover and tell me a little bit about the idea behind it.
Well, the cover is a big white rat that you would say is about the size of a horse.
Right.
I'm riding on his back with two-fisted power sign up in the air. And the thing that people miss a lot is they look at the rat real good. He's got a smile on his face.
Yeah.
And the reason he got the smile on his face is because he's saying to himself something to the effect of, this chump think that he's gonna stay on top, and I know better. So that's what it's portraying. That's why he's smiling. I mean, it's like, I'm on the back and I'm just grinning and shit. And the rat's grinning too, like, hey, I'm gonna have the last grin on this, because you gonna do something and fuck it up, as a black person. So as the rat's supposed to be the white man, and well, naturally I'm the black guy. So
Naturally.
that's that's what it's about. And and it has, ever since it's been out, it has landed in the top 10, if not number 2. It went to number 2 one time as the worst album cover ever. And
Oh, what an honor.
yeah, it is, but it keeps bringing the motherfucker to the foreground.
Maybe that rat was wrong.
Yeah, he might have been. I know when we got my man for president, I can't think of his name. He was just fucking president.
Oh,
Obama.
Obama?
Obama, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I heard of him.
Yeah.
Now I'm going back home
Would you hang up on me?
No, I'm right here.
Oh, I thought it was damn first time interviewer ever hung up on me.
No,
Say,
not
sick of
quite.
this sh-.
No, sir, I'm loving it. One very last thing is, so how do you want Swamp Dogg, the legacy, to go down?
I just put my tombstone in my head. I'd like to say, I've got a hell of a lot done, but I'm not finished.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I feel. And that's the way I'd like for it to go down. I've got a lot done, but I'm not anywhere near finished. So
This is just the beginning.
well, Markley, man, I really enjoyed this. I really did. And I thank you for even giving a about a Swamp Dogg or anything connected to Swamp Dogg. I'm very serious. And I'll be grateful, for anything you might write or say.
All right.
All right.
Well, I really appreciate you giving me some of your time.
No problem. I wasn't going to do nothing with it.
All right.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Jerry.
Later.
Have a blessed day.
All right, you too.
Kiss you goodbye. Oh, I wanna kiss you, kiss you goodbye.
Hit me, shawty.
This has been Low Profile with Markley Morrison. We just heard my 2020 interview with Jerry Williams, aka Swamp Dogg. Swamp Dogg will be performing at Scherler Sundays in Downtown Olympia this weekend. That's Sunday, July 13th. The show begins at 3 p.m. and after the show, Olympia Film Society will be screening the new documentary Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted at the Capitol Theater starting at 8 p.m. No tickets are necessary for the all-ages concert or the film. For more info, you can visit freemusicolympia.org. If you'd like to find more episodes of Low Profile, you can find them at lowprofilepodcast.com. This is KAOS 89.3 FM, Olympia.